everybody, it's Brian Guy here. Welcome back to Thomas Ellen. Last time we did episode 73. This time we do episode 74.
This group based in Caucasus calls itself Parnassus. The syndicate was researching stigma under their supervision. Their leader is a man known as Master Vahushti, who, according to our records, has resided in the United States under the name Ray Kerensky.
Ray? You've got to be kidding.
You know him?
He and Cynthia were seeing each other.
This man, Vahushti, is quite famous in the world of medicine. After obtaining a medical license in North Carolina, he and a friend started a business venture, which quickly grew into a major manufacturer of precision instruments and implant devices. That company is Columba and Cornix, a subsidiary of the Humani Corporation.
So Professor Kerensky is Master Vahushti. He provided me with advice regarding Elena's transplant operation. That bastard. Excuse me. My name is Hans Nilsson, and I'd like to make a statement on behalf of Humani. Neither our company nor Columba and Cornix has supported the syndicate in any way. In fact, it's quite the contrary. We, too, have become victims of their scheme.
Please save the explanation for later. We need to evaluate our current situation. Now, we've learned that an individual named Cynthia Kazakov has ties to Vahushti.
She worked here at Caduceus for a while. She was directly involved with the stigma research.
And Mr. Marshall, according to a different report, Cynthia was a member of a secret research team for the U.S. Army and Humani. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I've been informed.
How far has the military's research progressed?
I cannot make any comments on that, except I've been informed that no research was conducted exploring military uses of stigma.
Cynthia, how many people were you spying on?
She had the trust of Kidman, Caduceus, and the U.S. Army. We should assume that most, if not all, of the research data is now in Parnassus's hands. And I'm told that their level of activity has increased as of late. Dr. Stiles of Caduceus, Japan, who was dispatched to Caucasus, will now give us the details. I'm sure you all know, but he's the doctor responsible for saving the world from guilt.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to take a moment to update you on the current status of Caucasus. While I was there, I treated a number of patients who've been ill. Similarly, the U.S. branch has dealt with a variety of cases as indicated in their report. But the true problem is this organization called Parnassus, mentioned earlier. The local police are investigating the matter, with the assistance of the Russian army.
The United States will be providing support as well in order to crush Parnassus. We will be supplying both instruments and medicine, in addition to dispatching doctors from Caduceus.
I believe that's a very wise decision.
I've already volunteered you two. I hope you have no objections.
I'll go and put an end to this.
I'd like to know the truth. I was friends with Cynthia after all.
This is Angie Thompson. She assists me with my operations. She accompanied me to Caucasus and helped to analyze stigma at the scene.
The research data provided by everyone was quite useful, but the stigma are showing signs of change. Unfortunately, they're not evolving to our advantage.
Could you be more specific?
They're beginning to multiply without the existence of calorium.
Stigma again,
And if they're doing that, then they're becoming much more infectious.
So then someone's still researching and refining them.
The nature of these infectious strains of stigma changes as it spreads from host to host. However, there's a limit to the number of times a strain can undergo this change. They're planning to utilize this unique characteristic to their advantage by spreading stigma over a limited period of time and then allowing the pathogen to die out naturally.
So they're trying to tame the devil. What a dangerous plan.
Its completion is drawing near. We don't have much time to lose.
On orders from Caduceus, we'll be going to investigate where these weapons will be heading to. We'll leave Caucasus to you guys.
Director Quattro has more detailed research data. It should aid you in your investigation of Caucasus.
Thank you. That's very reassuring.
These missions will be dangerous, but I know we'll all see each other again.
There's so much I'd like to ask a master surgeon like yourself, but let's wait until this is all over.
Yeah, when that time comes, we'll talk about the future of medicine.
Dr. Bond, the police have stormed in.
All right, Elena, head to the back.
How can they use that old castle as their base? Have they no respect for history?
Nobody would ever guess that a terrible disease lurks inside.
I guess they were trying to impress their buyers. Well, if this really is their storehouse, then it should be filled with weapons. At any rate, storming this castle will be no easy task.
We have an emergency. The enemy's used a chemical weapon. A few officers have been hit.
Do we know what type of substance it is?
It appears to be a blister agent.
We need to treat them immediately. Elena, clean the patients and bring them into the operation tent.
Yes, Doctor.
They even had chemical weapons?
Doctor, we've received word that the analysis team is unable to determine what type of gas it is.
They don't know what it is? Is it some new kind of agent?
Yeah.
What should we do? We can't deal with an unknown chemical.
Wait, the patient's symptoms include those from existing poisonous gases. It's like the effects of multiple types of poisonous gases are appearing at once.
So it's a compound of known agents.
We do have antidotes for each of the different conditions. Let's treat each condition as it arises. That's all we can do for now.
But the antidotes are powerful medicines on their own. If we inject too much into the patient, it'll...
Let's use a sedative along with it. If we sedate the affected area first, we can minimize the amount of antidote we use.
But we won't be able to see where the affected areas are when they're sedated.
Then it's up to us to remember it.
You
Understood.
remember, Isaac.
I'll prep the antidotes. Please get ready, doctors.
We'll save him. Let's start the operation.
Right, because it was a really tiny amount.
Doctor, the antidote kit is ready. I've also injected a coloring agent into the patient as well. The affected areas should now have visibly different colors. Inject the antidotes into the areas with the same colors. Well, please open them up. Memorize the color and locations of the inflammations. Once you have them memorized, the inflammations have been sedated. Please continue using the antidotes on the inflammations with the same color as the medicine. The inflammations seem to have been reduced, but the numbers are still high.
That means that more of them will appear soon.
More inflammations are appearing.
Are there any signs of inflammation?
They're still high.
There are more inflammations.
Ooh, there we go.
Does it look like we'll see any more inflammations?
We can't let our guard down yet.
More.
All signs of inflammation have disappeared. His numbers are back to normal.
You should be all right now. Let's start closing them up.
Please close him up.
Send the data from the operation to the analysis team.
Understood. I think they'll be able to create a specific antidote using this data.
I hope so. I never want to perform an operation like this again.
Dr. Blaylock, the police have located Cynthia.
So she is here. I don't know what happened to you, Cynthia, but there's no way I can forgive you for what you've done.
Yeah. Okay. Next time on Trauma Center, we'll probably be doing episode 7.5. See you guys then.